G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to do our AFL Q&A, episode 11.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Very good. How'd you play over last night, by the way?
I'm alright, mate. It was a fun night. What are you trying to imply?
I'm trying to imply you smashed. Get off your face.
Just a couple of quiet ones, mate. It was
That's
fun
not
night.
No.
I wasn't the one down out at 11 o'clock, but anyway.
Yeah, that was an interesting night. Anyway, we'll get to the questions on that note.
More questions than answers. We're going to give answers here, mate, and you've just left them cold.
Yeah, no, I was...
Go let me stop it.
I did have to bow out at half time, put on the subs vest and bit of an early extra than normal, so anyway.
That's alright, mate.
Dicko HD to kick us off, and he normally does, so good on you, Dicko. I'll get you to 500 subscribers if you get me to 1 million. I think I may have responded back to that, but...
1 million?
Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic. And yes, you guys should do a footy kicking challenge with the loser having to get a bucket of water poured on them. I don't know.
You're on, mate.
I'd say that's unlikely.
Why not?
Because I just don't want you to have a wet hair, mate.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see.
Funny as.
I see, mate.
I absolutely lost it with laughter watching this video. You guys are the best. That's fantastic, mate. I actually had a good laugh at it too, or thought it was one of the funny ones too. So
my praise there.
There you go. Good lad. My questions are, this is where the real stuff happens. Which AFL clubs have been which have the best and worst fans from your experiences? Apart from Geelong, Shorty, you know you were going to say him. I think he meant I know you were going to say him.
Yeah.
Tough one because I don't go to too many games. So, but if you want me to have a general one, probably Richmond. They have 70,000 fans apparently. So, not my personal experience, but yeah, I'd say Richmond are going pretty well in the fans department. Pretty loyal.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to agree there just about.
Even in terms of going to the games with Richmond and Geelong, even though you haven't been to many lately.
Yeah. I don't know, it's hard to get a gauge of whether they're good or not, I guess. Like, they're committed. Collingwood fans are committed, but I also dislike Collingwood fans. So.
Yeah, there's not too many Richmond fans that get underneath your skin too much, I'm sure.
Nah, not too many.
Intriguing. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
What about the worst, mate?
The worst? Not too sure, actually.
I find Hawthorn fans are arrogant.
Yeah, they're arrogant, but
maybe they can be.
They have a reason. Yeah, but again, we'd like to think we're not arrogant people, so we never would have been arrogant in their glory days. But in terms of the worst, it's tough to really think of them. Collingwood maybe is probably the easy answer, but
yeah, they sort of have that stigma about them. That
yeah, it's an easy.
They're committed, but they're also sort of they have that tag of being loose unit fans.
Maybe Adelaide.
Yeah, they're pretty raucous.
Yeah, I've heard they're not the brightest crowd either,
No,
so there you
not
go.
At all.
Favourite AFL commentator? We answered this one a few weeks ago, matey, but that's fine. We don't mind re-answering questions we've already answered.
That's alright.
Because not everyone watches it religiously, as I've commented back to you saying. Anthony Hudson for mine. He's a ripper. Tries to commentate anything he can, so that's mine. What about yours?
I love Bruce McAvaney as far as a calling the game sort of style.
Yeah,
pretty obvious one there, but sort of more your special comments set up is Gary Lyon. You probably knew.
He loves Gaz.
Yep. So hopefully that's the same answer I said a couple of weeks back. But I'm pretty sure it will be. Definitely Gary Lyon is always.
Yeah, he does love.
Probably my most favourite media personality from the footy.
I'll probably never ask the reason why.
I just value what he says more than anyone else, I guess.
He's normally right, probably.
Yeah, he's a good thinker of the game, and I enjoy listening to him and hearing his thoughts.
Yeah, he's a funny man.
Yeah, he is.
Not sure if this has been answered or not. Who are your favourite Geelong players? Probably favourite of all time's been asked, but yeah, in terms of favourite currently, I'm guessing that's what you mean. Probably not, but go for it, mate. You're first. You're up.
Yeah, my favourite's Andrew Mackie, which is pretty random stuff, but
as I said a few years ago, mate.
Yeah, he always has been before he played a game. I don't know why, but he just was. So, but once Mac goes, probably Selwood or Thurlow will be next in the running for my favourite player. But
loves it.
I know who you're going to say, mate. But let's hear it.
Yeah, I've gone with Stevie J, and he has been for quite some time. So. Used to be, Matthew Egan was probably one of my first ones that I remember. It was my absolute favourite.
Stevie goes.
Yeah, probably. My second favourite, third favourite, Jimmy Bartell and Dan Menzel, even though he never plays. So fingers crossed he does get a bit of game time up his sleeve because bloody oath he needs it and he deserves it because he's a gun.
He's apparently 2 weeks away or something like that.
Ooh, take that one with a grain of salt, but let's hope so. What is your favourite food to buy at the footy? In brackets, it's AFL related. Yeah, I guess so. We'll give you that one. You can't really go past chips and a nice hot pie, can you, mate? It's
Original, mate.
It's as you expected, pretty conventional. So yeah, that's mine.
Well, I don't really buy food at the footy, to be honest, but the one food I often do buy is jam donuts. I love the jam donuts.
Like $1 or
Yeah, I think they're $1.50 maybe.
that's alright. Yeah,
They're pretty cheap, taste pretty good. But yeah, I don't really buy much your stock standard lunch food.
it's not too bad these days, mate. With the
Yeah.
drop in price.
Not
even-
at Geelong though, it's still expensive.
yeah,
at
it's
Geelong.
terrible.
But
The
yeah,
G's not too
The
bad.
price in Melbourne are not too bad now, so that's good.
Excellent. Has a game of football ever made any of you guys cry? I can't really recall anything too particular, but I've been
Well,
pretty.
tell us the truth, mate. Have you or haven't you?
I don't know. I've been pretty cut after games like the Hawthorn Geelong one in 2013. I was probably more cut up after that than I was in 2008 one, to be honest, which is quite crazy, to be honest. I got over the 2008 grand final so quickly because they were already over us, and I don't know, I just accepted it so quickly. I can't really remember too many. I don't think I cried over the Sydney Geelong one, although I probably wanted to. Yeah, there's not too
Then
many
you just
that
ran
come
in
to
my
mind.
room and started smashing stuff, actually.
Yeah, I can understand you there, mate. But I think I'm pretty composed and I generally accept it, and I know that it's outside of my control, so there's no need to be a bit raucous in my opposite of celebrations. Demise, bad feelings, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that's my little rant. Go for it, mate.
That's right, mate. Well, yeah, I have balled up at the game before.
No.
Pretty dim times. People like to ask some questions just make you relive moments you've just buried to the back of your mind, but
They do. They love to see the worst out of this.
the 2008 grand final, mate, I thought we were invincible. We won 07, flew through. Mooney's on song, looking non-Smith medal. I remember looking around because I was at the game, and I feel like you don't go to as many games, so sometimes I reckon you get more emotionally tied into the game when you're there.
Oh, for sure,
The
yeah.
crowd, and it literally feels like you're riding a roller coaster. And
We're a part of it.
so yeah, I think 20-minute mark that last quarter was I think Franklin kicked a goal, Salem past my face because we were down that end, and yeah, we left, and I just couldn't control myself. I was fairly young too. I think probably a teenager of some description, but
I'd say so, yeah.
on the younger side of things. But yeah, I was pretty devastated, and yeah, it was inconsolable, you might say. I was absolutely cut. So
Yeah. No, fair
thanks
enough.
for asking that question.
Thanks for just making me relive those
Might see me
very
crying about 30 seconds.
disastrous
on that cut.
memories. Yeah, no, that's alright, mate.
But I'm pretty passionate, so.
You certainly are, as demonstrated by your response to that question. And Dicko's got
Oh,
another
gosh.
little thing here. What a great episode! With a few exclamation marks for some good effect there. Thanks, mate. No, we appreciate all your kind comments.
He's one of our number one fans, Dicko.
I'd have to say so, mate. You've really just put your hand up to be one of the top fans, and keep at it, and you will be. So, yeah, you got the next one, matey.
I sure do. Mazzy Carts is asking a question. He has a bit of a side note, a bit of a laugh about Joe Mercedes. I remember Joe Mercedes being a fat redhead for some reason in the AFL games. That was in response to our little chat about the games, AFL Live last
games,
week.
yeah.
So pretty random stuff. And then he asks, not sure if you've had this question again, but that's alright because we don't mind. What was the first game you went to? I can't remember exactly the round, but I'm pretty sure it was 2002 and we're playing the West Coast Eagles. In
West
fact,
Coast.
it could have been round one, actually.
Yeah, alright.
We got
We'll go
smashed.
with that.
I'm pretty confident we
Go
got
on.
smashed.
Yeah, I would not have known how good we were then. Probably not too great.
Just okay, but yeah, that was the first game I ever went to, and some time ago now.
Going back a few years.
Yeah, quite a few years, but no, it was good stuff. How about you?
Oh, apparently I went to a few as a young lad, probably when I was just young. But But the first one I remember distinctively going to was the Geelong St Kilda game in 2006. I think it was a round 18 game. I think it was the one where we lost by 23 points. And early in the year we beat them by like 18 points, and they were going terrible as well. So, yeah. Well, I guess they made finals. They weren't going terrible, but
Yeah.
amazing in our really bad patch in the middle. Sort of just after our great start, they were one of the teams we defeated. So, yeah, it wasn't a great introduction to going to the footy, but there you go.
Both lost watches for our watched losses.
There you go.
No sense.
It's all right, matey.
Dicko's shaking me up with those questions.
Yeah, gosh, he's just can't even talk now. He's gone. And I'm struggling too. Newman and Foley, LeMayo, from Daft Muse, by the way. Can't wait till they retire / delisted. That might be mean, but apparently they're on good money. Should free up some salary cap room. I just can't understand how Foley's on good money. He's not that great of a player, I wouldn't have thought. So
been injury prone for a while. So.
Yeah, so all I know is he's got really fast pace and he's kick a goal on the run, I guess. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's a good question. This one, probably one of the best for this Q&A episode. And my question is, what is with all these records being broken? Sandlin's 69, 70, and now Goldstein's 80. Why is this happening? Are ruckman getting so much better all of a sudden? It probably comes down to a couple of simple things, and I've had a bit of a think about it, but Goldstein was up against maybe a first game, I think it was. So when you're up against not great opposition, and then Gold Coast relies so heavily on Mumford, Goldstein's naturally going to get a few hit-outs. But it is crazy to think that there's been as many times in the past where you've played sort of almost dud ruckman and not dominated, but yeah, I guess being a premier ruckman up against someone that's probably played their first or second game, you're going to do well, and there's more congestion in the modern game. It's very tough to sort of almost clear it, and generally there's more stoppages than ever, which equals more hit-outs, I guess, and more often than not, the dominant ruckman will win. Yeah. So those are my thoughts there, mate. You sort of said you're probably on the lines of that.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about it already, so good to hear your thoughts live here. It was good stuff, and pretty much echoed some of my thoughts too. I think it's all about the congestion. I mean, never has there been so many players around the footy, which creates more repeat stoppages, which allows another opportunity for a ruckman to get a tap. So
absolutely,
it is. Yeah, it's as simple as that, really. There are more stoppages, and also Sandilands and Goldstein will probably go down as some of the better tap ruckmen of the modern day, especially two of the taller ones and two of the better ones. So I think those hit-out records will stand for some time, and to beat 80, you got to have an absolute day out. And like you said, circumstances have to go your way, but definitely reason is more stoppages, more opportunities. So
yeah, it's not too bad. It was a great question though.
Yeah, no,
a great question with a somewhat simple answer, but I still enjoyed it.
It was a good question, no doubt.
I think you're up next, mate, which I'll be answering.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to you after I read out what Aussie Video Maker has to say. Name every player this year who's played this season. Please just give me that, mate.
A bit of a JK in there.
A bit of a JK, but no, his question does warrant a bit of research, but you're all over that. You asked the best kick from each team and the worst kick from each team. So you've headed over to Wikipedia, had a bit of a look at the list.
How'd you know?
I saw you doing it before, mate.
Oh, I guess so. Thought you just randomly guessed it, and that's an amazing guess.
Yeah, but go on, hit us up, mate. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I might read mine out, and if you've got any different ones in there, which there's bound to be, but if you feel the need to chop in, mate, go for it.
Mate.
Well, I've gone Carl by Carl, as it's said. So anyway, Adelaide, Brodie Smith is their best kick, I reckon. Worst kick, Andy Otten.
Poor Andy.
Poor Andy, yeah. And before I go into the rest, I guess it's it's a bit harsh on some of them. Like ruckman, some ruckmen don't kick much, and key defenders aren't the blessed with their best kicks. That's why they lock down key forwards almost. So it's a tough one and circumstantial to a degree. So, but yeah, keep that in mind, I suppose. But the Lions, Dane Beams, the best, and the worst, Matthew Leuenberger. I think he's that great of a kick. Yeah, one that I actually didn't think of. He's wearing number 5, playing for the Blues, Robinson. Yeah. He'd probably be up there as well if you weren't going to mention him, mate.
Genuine hacker.
Genuine hack. And for the Blues, I've gone with Kate Simpson as their best, and their worst, it's tied between Robbie Warnock and Dale Thomas. I know he's been injured, but gee, his last 2 years, or year and a half, has just been shocking.
Yeah, he's actually struggling to kick the ball, so
Yeah,
that's pretty relevant.
It certainly is relevant. For the Pies, I've gone with Scott Pendlebury and Steele Sidebottom in a tie. They're both elite kicks. And the worst, Lockie Keefe, if he's still on their list, and Jesse White, tied there. So
Yeah.
And for the Bombers, I've just thought of this one. Brendan Goddard, one of the best in the league, and the worst. I reckon Jakey Carlisle is one of the worst kicks. Especially a goal.
Yeah.
He's not good at all. For Fremantle, I've gone with David Mundy, and the worst I've gone with Zach Dawson, because he always handballs it and rarely kicks, and when he kicks it, he turns it over, so I thought you would have liked that one. For the Cats, I reckon Mitch Duncan, even though he's injured at the moment, and for the worst, Dawson Simpson.
Yeah.
It was tough for those ones, but it used to probably be Joel Selwood.
For the worst or the best?
Oh, the best.
Oh, yeah, the best, yeah.
You're getting close to the worst.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because you're actually struggling to kick the footy at the moment. I don't know what's going on with him, but...
just don't know what's happening.
Mitch Duncan's a very good kick, though.
Yeah, I reckon he's overall the best kick, and I've obviously picked him, so there you go.
Yeah, good stuff.
For the Suns, Gary Ablett, it's hard to go past him. Worst, it's a bit of a tough one here. Nick Malcheski. I don't see a lot of the Gold Coast games, and this year hasn't shone too well.
Intriguing, mate. You've slapped a bloke who was brought to the club for his kicking ability.
And he's been turning it over left, right and centre. Haven't seen much of him though, but the first few games it was heavily highlighted. For the GWS Giants, I've gone with Devon Smith, and the worst, Dylan Addison, it's only because I didn't think anyone else was that bad of a kick, but I might get you to help me out here, mate, because you obviously have a bit more information for the Giants.
I love the Giants.
They're your second favourite team.
Clearly not, I don't have a second favourite team.
No.
Reece Palmer's a pretty poor user of the footy.
Yeah, you can scrubber it a bit.
And yeah, Dylan Shields a lovely kick as well.
Yeah.
And Heath Shaw off the back line is a beautiful user of the ball as well. So
there
are a few. I haven't looked at the list like yourself, mate. So I might chime in a little bit towards the end. But
thanks, mate.
You're doing a pretty good job.
Cheers, pal. Needed that. And for the Hawks, Sam Mitchell, we can't go past him. And the worst, it was very tough because they're a team of great kickers. Ryan Sharmakers, I guess. Got to pick on someone. And for the Demons, Bernie Vince, he's just both from great feet. And the worst was sort of tough. Geordie McKenzie, he's genuine hack sometimes. For North Melbourne, Nick Dalsano certainly takes the cake here, and Aaron Black is probably their worst kick. He used to be one of their best kicks at goal, and he just can't get a kick. So, and when he does, he doesn't kick them. So, goals that is. So, for Port Adelaide, it's tie between Matty Broadbent and Robbie Gray. Even though I think Robbie Gray may be just better, but I'd have to say that. And their worst, Ali Paddy Carlisle, all because he doesn't kick it that much, and I could not think of anyone else. So. Carlisle for me. And Richmond, Brett Deledio is awesome. For their worst kick, Shane Morris, is it? I think it's Shane.
Who's this? Richmond?
For Richmond, yep.
Steve
Morris, not Shane Morris.
That's alright.
I knew he started with S. And probably Connor Manager. That's a bit of a whack on the...
You've gone Sam Landersberg style and just whacked the youngster.
I pretty much have. No, he's... not quite a ready-made footballer, unfortunately. Just a bit of a shout out for the Tigers fans there. For the Saints, anyway, Jack Stephen, probably. And there's their best kick and their worst kick. Sam Gilbert's kicked some absolute shockers.
It's funny you say it. I was going to say him, actually. Just predicting you wouldn't say him, but you did.
Who did you think I would say, mate?
Oh, I didn't really know, but he butchered it last night in particular. I don't know if
and
you
it was
saw the highlights.
Yeah. No, we had a bit of a watch this morning on the Sunday Footy Show, and over the last few years, he used to be one of their best kicks.
Yeah,
so that's just crazy, the transition. Injury doesn't help and stuff, but there you go. For the Swans, that was kind of tough for me, but I went with Dane Rampy. And as their worst kick, he's a key defender and a ruckman, as I was just saying earlier on. Grundy and Mike Pike.
Yeah.
Even though Mike Pike has an interesting technique, which sort of works, but he's, I'd rather have it in Luke Parker's hands or Dane Rampy's hands than his.
Yeah.
So there you go. For the West Coast Eagles, we've got Andrew Gaff. It's their best, and their worst, probably Patrick McGinnity and Jared Wellingham. They both can really butcher it and sort of scrubbers of their side, unfortunately. For the Dogs, the final team, Robert Murphy is their best kick. I remember early in his early years when he had a set shot for goal, he nearly penciled it in straight away. He was that good, and just hits targets all day. And for their worst, it was tough as well because they've got a lot of good distributors. But I've gone with Dale Morris. He's just got a weird kicking action and doesn't go that far. Yeah, that's it. Anyone wants to chip in there, mate? That you may have thought about?
Not really.
It's tough because you haven't looked at the list, but
yeah, I think the best kicks are pretty much you can agree on. I mean, they're more obvious than, you talk about the best kicks in the side. You don't really go, oh, this bloke is a shocking kick.
Yeah,
but
it's tough to find out who the worst kick is.
Is John Butcher still on Port Adelaide's list? Cause
that's a good point.
Widely regarded as one of the worst kicks in the league.
Yes.
And Levi Casbolt, I think he's a reasonable field kick, but probably the worst kicks at goal in the league. So
yeah, I reckon he's slightly improved it though.
Yeah,
a few weeks ago we had a bit of a look, but
don't know what his kick today, but he was 14-4 going into the game today. So
are you serious?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't know how many didn't make the distance or went out in the full.
Probably a lot.
But 14-4
that's
on the stat sheet. So yeah,
for one of the worst kicks of goal, but the stats say otherwise.
Yeah.
Say.
So there you go. But
you've got the.
I've
got the last one actually. Yeah.
There you go.
The Junkyard Dog, who gives us a question each week. Out of you two, which one of you are a better AFL player? Have any of you taken a specky in an AFL match? Have you ever been specky by someone? So we've got a few marks and specky highlights. A better player, I think we both have our attributes that are better than others and areas.
It's probably me, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're far and beyond, mate. You're playing, I'm not. So
Nah.
We both don't want to admit that we're better than each other. We both probably will say the other's better. So I don't know.
You played more games than me, mate. You're probably a sharper kick, but it's tough to say, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't want to pump anything up too much, mate. But I reckon your running ability's probably much better than mine. My marking and kicking goes alright. That's probably one of the things I really enjoyed. Pressure, I think we both do around the same, and I don't know what else is there to grade on.
Oh, you could take me on in this goal kicking contest that we looked at earlier in the video, but you didn't want to do that.
So, no, there's interesting ones, mate. But
did you ever take a screamer, mate?
I did one day actually.
Oh.
I think I did. Yeah, I'll count it as one.
Stop
I've got the knee up and I was in the air, so I'll count it. And it was a good day. I think in under 16. So
good stuff.
No, it was good times. You would have taken a couple down to full back on the full forward opposition.
No, I generally led with the golden fist there, mate. There was no time for speckies down on the full back line.
No good.
And none in my current stint at Geelong West.
You going to try and get one?
Nah, not really. I'm not a massive jumper of the footy, but
yeah, you're the Buddy Franklin of the competition. Well, in terms of
just
marking,
yeah,
speckies.
I don't see any speckies in the foreseeable future from my part, mate. Sorry.
That'd be good to see one.
And nor have I had a specky taken over me, so that's alright.
That's surprising, considering you're right at the coalface of where they generally happen.
Yeah, I generally.
Either they're on the wing.
Yeah, I normally was on your big lumbering tall bloke who didn't really move. I don't know whether he could jump over his next foot, let alone myself. But yeah, thankfully not.
That's the way. Well, I can't remember anything distinctly, but I can also imagine I could have been. So.
Step ladder physio.
Yeah, well, I'm not the tallest bloke out there, mate, as we both know, so it's certainly a possibility, but the memory doesn't eludes me today, and probably even eludes me if I didn't drink, so... there you go, a bit of insight into the personal life of ourselves, and of our answers to these questions for Q&A episode 11.
Good work, mate.
Yeah, it's
solid
been
episode.
Yeah, it's been another great episode from you guys, so all you got to do is ask questions, and the answers continue to pile out through us, so now we generally get excited for these episodes each week. We generally can't wait for them.
Yeah, it's good fun.
That's great. I just love answering the questions, having a bit of fun with the fans, engaging with them.
Yeah,
it's
A
perfect.
few different ones here and there is good.
That's what we like, guys. Keep it up, share it around so everyone can get a bit of a chance to ask the questions. The more questions, the better, and the longer the video goes for, so it's always exciting.
Yeah. Very much so.
That's it. Alright, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe as well, one of the most important buttons, so pound that subscribe button, as I like to say. Get onto it, guys, and it'll be perfect. Thanks once again for sticking around, and we'll see you guys all soon.